welcome to my review of the iNew V3 Plus. I kindly received this phone from the Antelife shop. The product link you can see in the video description, and if you're interested in the full, more detailed review, then you can read my blog post. The link for that is also given in the video description. So let's start with the phone. As I already mentioned in the unboxing video, the phone is delivered with this white flip cover, which is quite nice since it fits quite well. It doesn't make the phone too thick then, and it also has a magnet inside, means it supports the smart waking up and smart sleep, all also kind of reliable. But this flip cover has actually one major drawback for me, why I stopped actually using it, and that is basically that first of all, this Android doesn't have a modification for this. Means that if you flip this cover like closed, then the display can be activated to the side button, but you can see the normal home screen, which is okay if you arrange your home screen in that way, the standby home screen. But for example, if you receive a call in this state, then it's not a modified display, but actually then this calling button will be shown somewhere here, and if you're lucky you can see who is calling. But another drawback is that you cannot pick up the call by this, since this plastic is actually really thick plastic in the window, so at least like 0.5 millimeter to millimeter. That means basically there is no touch through it. So if you receive a call, you still have to open the flip cover, enter the call, and probably flip it back again. Which is not a big deal, but that's not really the sense for me when using a flip cover and with a window. Still, it's a nice giveaway with it, and it looks quite nice. But let's take it out of it for the review and put it aside. So first let's quickly see the outer part of the iNew V3 Plus. I personally didn't have the original iNew V3, and I read that it's basically the totally same case, which I personally really like much, because it feels really worthy, especially this metal parts on the sides, which actually really feel cool if you touch them. So it really seems to be metal. On the left you have the power button, on the right you have the volume rocker, and on the top you have the headphone jack and the micro USB. And what else to say? Yeah, basically on the bottom you have kind of, I don't know, it looks like an opening for loudspeakers, but it seems like here is the actual loudspeaker, so I guess this should just look nice, this kind of iPhone style. So let's see the system itself. The iNew V3 Plus is running on Android 4.4 KitKat, and it comes with this iNew kind of launcher. It looks quite nice, in my opinion, not too colorful, a bit on this iOS 8 style, so flat buttons. So let's go to the settings, and let's go to the phone settings and show that it's actually running on KitKat, Android 4.4.2. Let's go back. So in this way I can also quickly show you, where was it, what kind of languages does it support. Therefore we go to languages, which is now set to German, but now I can show you what kind of languages do it. I'm just going to scroll through, so you can just stop and see if the wanted language of yours is supported or not. So that's it with the languages. Let's go back to the main menu, and to get a rough idea what kind of performance this device is able to deal with, I ran the Antelife 5 benchmark, and I honestly can say that I was quite surprised of the result, since the iNew V3 Plus has supposed to be an octa-core and 2 gigs of RAM, which actually also Antelife says, but still the result is roughly 20,000 points, which is not less, so like the device is not slow at all, but to be honest, I expect something more than 20,000 points from a device with an octa-core and 2 gigs of RAM actually. I'm not quite sure why is it like this. I guess the sock is not perfectly set up to each other or something like this, but yeah. So let's see, while we're talking about hardware things of the iNew V3 Plus, what kind of sensor does it actually have? It has an accelerometer sensor, which works. Beside, you have a light sensor, while in here it is quite dark yet, so it doesn't really help if I cover it because it's dark. But therefore I have a little torch lamp, and if I hold it onto the light sensor, you can see it quickly goes up and then goes down, so it works. The proximity sensor also is based here on the right top, and it's also quite reliable, so always when I receive calls or made calls, it really shut down the display, never realized anything. It has, according to this program, a gyroscope sensor, which I'm not quite sure if it's really having it, since I think I didn't read it in specification, but I can be wrong now. I will write it in my review. I guess this could be like an emulated gyroscope based on the magnetic sensor. And the magnetic sensor works. You can see if I turn the device in this, the X value, the X component inverts its value, so yeah, as it's supposed to be. But I noticed that on Google Maps, for example, it doesn't show the magnetic sensor, so it doesn't automatically set the orientation. I don't know why is that like this. Perhaps some incompatibilities, or I have no idea why. So let's go on. The V3 Plus also has a notification LED, which sits also on the top right. It supports the colors red and green. You can just quickly check this. And it lights up red. And let's change to green. And it lights up green. And this thing works out of the box as a notification LED, so nothing that you have to change anything to run it more than a charger indication, but it works out of the box fully as a notification LED. So let's see, this thing also supports USB OTGs, means USB on the go officially. So therefore I already have plugged in my USB on the go cable and normal USB stick, and we'll just plug it into it. And the USB already lights up, and you can see it recognized the USB stick. It asks me if I want to change the default writing drive. So quickly go to the file manager, and you can see it recognized an external USB memory. So let's plug this whole thing out. Too lazy to make it in a nice way. So let's just download it, and no, I don't want that now. No. So I downloaded a freeware game called Asphalt 8. I guess many of you know this game. I honestly haven't really played it. I just downloaded it now that I can show you how this device is running with 3D games. So yeah, just want to show you some in-game footage. Yes, just quickly any kind of racetrack and go. So yes, intro. And I think this game is actually steered with the accelerometer, so I have to make it like this. I actually don't really like this kind of steering, but yeah, anyway, just some nice. Yeah, but you can see the actual game is running quite smooth, or actually not quite, but really smooth. And while I'm doing like this different angles, you can also see that the viewing angle is quite stable from nearly all kind of positions, since it's also an IPS display with HD resolution, means 720p. And go here. So yeah, it runs smooth. What else to say about that? Nothing special. So like now I forgot nearly. Here you have the Android buttons. They are not printer, they just light up if you touch them. Well, I kind of like this home button, since it's not this typical home symbol, but this nice little cyan style line. And that's basically it. So in general, I can say I like this device, although I kind of think this device is more or less kind of show-off device. I mean, like this whole feeling with the flip cover, which really looks nice, but it lacks some actual usage modifications. Or like it sounds really nice with the 2 gigs of RAM and the octa-core, but it barely scores more than an average good quad-core with good SoC. Also MediaTek, I mean. But all in all, still a very nice device, since it really looks nice. It I think it feels better than, way better, I mean, than the average phones normally do. So yes, I hope you liked my review. If you enjoyed it, then you can do me a favor and simply subscribe to my channel. If not, then also thank you just for watching. Have a nice day.